Hey guys, today we're going to be doing the rear suspension, pulling that out, making it back stock so I can sell the BCs, and then we'll be switching over the rims from the 370 to the 350. I'll show you, they're ugly as fuck. So these are on the 370 currently, and then we'll be putting these onto the 370. So we can hopefully sell the 350. Nice and stock.
At the moment, I'm trying to figure out what socket actually goes on the bottom or top of this rear 370Z suspension. Because as you can see, it's just bolted in from the underside, which is a lot nicer than trying to actually, if you can see that, there we go. Which is actually a lot nicer than trying to mess around with getting in from behind the boot. If you've ever been inside of a 370Z's boot, it's not a lot of room up in that bad boy. Pro tip: when your hex sockets don't do the trick, because for whatever reason you don't have a 5/8 imperial socket to fit the bolt, or nut rather, and your 12mm hex socket isn't doing it, get yourself one of these. A hex socket, sorry, not a star socket. Your star sockets suck. The hex ones are awesome, and they'll actually get the bolt off, even if it's a little bit loose. Although, you pretty much always want to get the right socket for the bolt.
Alright, so we're running into a little bit of trouble because the little bolt at the top of the suspension here, maybe you can see that, no, not really, it is not coming off, so Karen's going to try something else, so hopefully I can get it off, because you need to sell these bad boys, buy the good suspension, I tell you. So this side's coming out all good, the other side is not.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
Understatement of the century. So we'll crack this one out, drop that, and then it'll come free. This one's pretty loose already, but once we drop this off, that'll let the whole thing be free, because there's not an awful lot in the way of suspension bushings holding it up. You've got a rear sway bar with your trailing arm here and your upper control arm.
Don't think we need to worry about those too much though.
No. But that's pretty much
feel
what's
good.
holding it up.
Fuck you side.
So, typical bolt size is about 17mm for suspension, typically. Although, what I need now is my handy dandy assistant to get the 17mm spanner for me. That's why you use the garage, because otherwise you get all these little stones and you kneel on them. It hurts. And that is your aftermarket rear 350Z spring coil. So that, you can see it's got the adjustable section at the top, so you can raise or lower it on the threads, which raises or lowers the rear of your car. And the next challenge is to get out the strut at the top here, which you probably can't see because of the lighting. That right here. Just gotta undo those bolts. I've already undone the top bolts, but you can see this is also adjustable. Threads spline all the way up here, and then these tabs that you can twist to raise and lower it. Adjustable dampening, or twist top, make them stiffer or softer despite how high or low you have them. So before I actually get the stock spring back in, which if you move it in a little bit closer you can see. So as you can see, 370Z looking pretty swish. Now that looks tidy. So you can see the huge difference in where the bush that mounts the spring and holds it captive is. So this is probably about the distance that was with the lowering spring, but the stock one takes it much, much further. So you actually have to really force it back up there to get it anywhere close. But for the meantime, we're going to take out this. So you're probably wondering why I put a spanner on there. The bolt's just twisting. The reality is, if I twist the spanner to the point where it's touching, I can keep twisting the bolt on the nut on the other side and get it loose without having to worry about holding anything or getting a second hand on that side. Right. You always try and get the slack off because it's not actually that thick of a bolt, and if you put too much tension on it, you're going to cause unnecessary wear, or you could end up cracking the bolt, which is why you try and take the tension off first before you mess with your suspension. Now, the whole suspension strut can come out. Here you are, BC Racing coilovers. So at the moment I'm just tightening the 2 bolts at the top of the suspension strut, but see, I'm not going to tighten them up to the point of ridiculousness. Just tweak them off ever so gently. Now the next challenge is line these 2 up. Don't try this at home, kids.
Try it at home, don't worry, it's easy. Alright, so we finally finished the suspension job, it's all done, and wheels are moved over. Give you a quick look. The wheels are on these ones now. Sweet guys, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to give us a like and a subscribe, man. Cheers, peace.